the high seas, Pisces. Cast my line, now they're biting. Yeah, rocky coasts and lighthouses. What she knows now, I doubt it. Talk to me nice. I think your confusion starts with street lights.
Hey Zodiacs, this is Braylon. Some of you may know me better as Pisces Priestess. I'm here to sit down and talk to you about Saturn retrograde, you guys. Woo! This is interesting. Everybody's talking about Saturn retrograde right now in the astrology community. So I just had, as a Capricorn rising, I just had to sit down and channel some things about Saturn retrograde. I even got Saturn here with me, guys, on my desk, okay, to talk about this. I'm going to channel some things. Now, Saturn went retrograde on April 17th, just a couple days ago. This was a shift that even the most least aware people of astrology felt this shift. I got people hitting me up. What the hell's going on, Braylon? What's going on? So yeah, guys, Saturn retrograde. We got Chiron and Aries. A lot going on with the cardinal signs right now. So this is about action. Retrogrades are the slowing down of energy. So this might be delayed action. This definitely talks a lot about needing a little bit more time, you guys. Saturn is the Lord of Karma. He is the father of time. So from now until September 6th, there's things that are karmically going on in our universe that we need more time about, okay? Saturn talks about, restrictions and limitations. I got my notes here. Boundaries, discipline, rules, regulations, and responsibility. This is responsibility. So in these videos, you guys, I'm going to be talking about the different areas of responsibility that we need to reflect on. Because this is definitely, I think it's very interesting that Saturn is the Lord of time, right? Saturn rules time. Time is karma. Time and karma are very similar, okay? So Saturn is the father of time. Saturn is a very father figure, all right? So this is definitely time travel, because anytime we have a retrograde, this is time moving backwards. This is time kind of taking a slower turn of events. So this is definitely a wrinkle in time, because I feel like from now until September 6th, we're gaining the ability to have more time about something. What I'm seeing in my head is us running on a treadmill. And we've been running on this treadmill with Saturn and Capricorn, since December 19th is when Saturn first entered Capricorn. So since then, we've been running on this karmic treadmill. And this is Saturn. I see Saturn, he's like, there's this figure, and he's in a suit, of course, and he's kind of intimidating and bulky. And he's like a drill sergeant or something. And he's been running us to death, running us. And this is the transit where he turns down the speed of the treadmill. We finally get to catch our breath, you know what I'm saying? He's secretly proud of us, but don't get too happy about that, guys, because he's slowing down the treadmill temporarily so that he can increase the fucking speed when it comes to September 6th, okay? So the reason why this slowing down of karma, now keep in mind, Saturn is slowing down, but karma is intensifying. Karma is actually more intense the slower it comes. It's like creeping up, like you're not going to get it now, but you're going to get it soon, so it's just kind of creepy. And, I don't want you guys to think that karma's just out of the building, because karma has not left the building. She is taking a temporary backseat, so that our karma from since December to April, so that's 5 months, I believe. We have December, January, February, March, April, so 4 months. For the past 4 months so literally 4 months, because it's been exactly 4 months as I record this video, because December 19th was when Capricorn had Saturn enter their sign. And let me tell you, Saturn is ruled by Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So he is very comfortable in this grounded Earth 10th house energy. And he's comfortable in Aquarius as well, because these are two signs that talk about the future. These are two signs that talk about social status and community. So this is Saturn, okay? And he is here definitely in this area. So for the past 4 months, we have been doing things, and we might not have even been aware of it. We've been doing things that are karmically involved with our destiny. You know what I'm saying? So this is about reflecting on the past 4 months and getting prepared for the next 5 months. Okay, because this is happening since April 17th to September 6th. So that's from basically Taurus season to Virgo season. So interesting that this is happening in two earth signs. This is Capricorn. This is happening it happened in Aries season, to be fair, but we are 1 day away from Taurus. So the majority of Well, this is going to happen in Taurus season, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo. But I just think it's interesting that this is happening around the area, the Taurus cusp, which is an earth sign, and then it's going to go back direct in Virgo season. So come Virgo season, you guys, this karma is going to be very grounded. Okay, we're going to be learning. This is all about the reflection. We're going to be reflecting on certain responsibilities right now. This is lessons from the past. I'm calling this the karma control squad. So Saturn has minions. Saturn has people and places and things that work in his favor, that are out here distributing these rules, distributing these regulations. And it's all us. We're bouncing off of each other. Some of us we have karma involved with other people and stuff like that. So this is definitely about reflecting on our responsibilities. This is definitely reflecting on certain limitations that we've learned about since over the past 4 months. Certain discipline. This is a good thing, you guys, because some of us are dealing with limitations that are no longer serving us. Some of us are restricted in areas that Saturn doesn't approve of. Some of us are lacking boundaries that we need to build. Some of us are having way too many boundaries placed on us. So this is about authority, okay? This is about taking authority of our past, you guys. This is about needing more time. This is literally a wrinkle in time, literally time travel. So this is a karmic review of everything that has happened since the past 4 months, since December 19th. And this is an evaluation of growth. How much have we grown? What have we learned about responsibilities? What have we done? What haven't we done? Karma is an energy that comes back around. So what goes around comes around, right? So in this case, what went around is coming back around. This isn't even what's going around anymore. There's nothing going around right now. We're taking a temporary break. So you want to be careful what you do for the next five months, because it's not that you're going to get away with it. You know, karma does come back around. We have these rings with Saturn, right? We have those darker rings there. There's a reason why Saturn has ice rings. This is ice and dust. Saturn's rings are made of ice and dust. So this is old karma. Karma comes with us from past lives and stuff like that. So even, you know, this is old and cold karma. That's why Saturn has dust and ice as their rings, because even the oldest of karma and the coldest of karma is still coming back around, you guys. So it's definitely time to reflect on that. This is going to be a game changer, okay? I'm not going to lie to you guys. Saturn going retrograde is a game changer. So it's going to be interesting to see the different areas of life that this is happening in for all of us. You know, this is definitely something that's going to change. Karma is a very, very, very powerful force. I'm a strong believer in karma. So, you know, don't be afraid, because this is definitely necessary. Karma is what the energy that we put out returning to us. So honestly, I'm so open to karma because I want to get what I deserve. And whether that's a good or bad thing is going to depend on the different individuals that we are. So if you're going to get what you deserve, and if you're confident, if you've worked hard, if you've done if you've been following your karmic path, if you've put in the work, if you've placed certain boundaries, followed certain rules, if you've been on your A game, then this is going to be an easy transit for you. You're just going to be reaping what you sow. So, you know, I feel like that karma is a very important force in our life, because I don't know about you, but I want people to get what they deserve. What goes around comes around. We all have a karmic path, and Saturn controls that for us. Saturn is that father figure, you know what I mean? And there are certain energies that come along with Saturn as an authority figure. You know, he just wants what's best for us. People give Saturn such a horrible rep because they feel like Saturn is a very sinister planet. But to me, I've always loved Saturn. You know, I have Saturn right on top of my sun in my natal chart, and I'm also a Capricorn rising. So Saturn has always been one of my favorite planets. I'm very much open to constructive criticism and authority. You know, I don't really like being told what to do, but as far as astrology goes, as far as Saturn goes, I know that he's never going to lead me wrong. He's never going to lead me astray. You know what I mean? Saturn wants what's best for us. He wants us to grow and be responsible and do things in a timely fashion and be the best selves that we can be, our responsible selves, you know. There are just certain rules that we have as people. Karma has a lot to do with rules and a lot to do with boundaries and restrictions. So we really want to just remain open during this transit, you guys. Remain open to the things that are coming in and releasing from our life. Because if there's anything that I know about this transit, is that it is karmically orchestrated. You know, Saturn doesn't go retrograde and things like that unless it's supposed to. And it's interesting because this is happening in Capricorn, meaning Saturn is very at home, and it's happening with Pluto and Mars. So this has everything to do, you guys, with karmic action. This has everything to do with a karmic purification because this is happening with Pluto. So this is a karmic transformation. Pluto, Saturn, and Mars all together in Capricorn, definitely working together to purify our actions, to purify our karmic destiny. So I don't know about you, but I'm open to that because sometimes planets just know things better than me. And I am definitely going to trust the universe during this time. Like wherever we wind up between now and September 6th, you guys, just trust in the destiny of things right now. Trust in the karmic divine order of our planets and our universe. Everything happens for a reason, right? So what's coming around is meant to come around. And honestly, I'm going to remain open to everything that comes my way because for all I know, there was something I did in a past life. I trust karma. Karma is a force that I trust. And just remember, guys, karma's only a bitch if you're a bitch to her, okay? So without further ado, I'm going to now start recording and get these other videos uploaded so that we can talk on a more personal level with each zodiac sign about where this is happening for us, okay? So please enjoy your videos, and I will talk to you guys soon. Hi, Aquarius. Just looking at my notes here. So I'm going to talk to you guys today for a little bit about Saturn retrograde happening in the 12th house. Whew. Pisces is the 12th house, Aquarius. So when I talk about 12th house transits, I always know how intense it's going to be. So, Saturn's in your guys' 12th house of Capricorn. This has everything to do with your subconscious and your spirituality. So this is a karmic review of your subconscious, Aquarius, which is a very deep, deep, deep part of Aquarius. Whew. The subconscious of an Aquarius, holy cow. The subconscious of an angel. Good luck, Saturn. Good luck reviewing that, Saturn. Don't get lost on your way out with your restricting ass. So, you guys, this is bringing up a lot of subconscious restrictions for you. This is a review of that, though. This is a review. Saturn traveling back into your past. He's been in your 12th house since December 19th, 2017. That's 4 months. So since this 4 months, guys, what have you learned? What have you learned about your subconscious? What have you learned subconsciously now? This is an interesting transit. Anytime anything is in the 12th house of an energy, we talk about the subconscious as the opposite of the conscious. So this is sometimes an area that we're not aware of. Some of these things are happening without light, without awareness, without the sun there to shine the truth on it. So sometimes we need transits like that. For Aquarius, obviously karma is in an area of your life like that right now. So there's a lot going on under the surface, Aquarius. And this is definitely a review of your responsibility, your spiritual responsibility. This is lessons from the past, this is definitely taking authority of that. So Saturn has been in your 12th house trying to teach Aquarius more about taking authority over their subconscious energy, taking authority over, anything that they might feel as far as spirituality goes. So the good thing about this, Aquarius, is that Saturn is going to be traveling back in time, reviewing any restrictions or limitations you have in your subconscious, any unnecessary boundaries. Now, some of you, this could mean gaining restrictions and boundaries because there's a lot of different Aquariuses watching. So some of you are going to need these restrictions and limitations. Some of you are going to need to release these restrictions and limitations. But either way, it's going to be karmic, which is great because this is destined. But there are certain rules and regulations when it comes to Saturn's responsibilities. So as far as these lessons go, it's going to have everything to do with Aquarius and what lies within, what you're sacrificing. This is the 12th house. And the 12th house is a place of sacrifice and release. The 12th house is where we release everything. And for you, this is Capricorn. So, this is definitely reviewing your karmic boundaries when it comes to the release and sacrifice of things. There could be certain spiritual sacrifices you guys are making, certain emotional, because this is a very emotional house. We don't want to forget this. I don't know why I always try to, I don't talk about emotion as much as I should when it comes to the 12th house, but I should because I'm a Pisces and I'm a very emotional person. This is mutable emotion. So, that might be bringing up a lot of different feelings with you, Aquarius, about this spirituality, about this karma. But you may need more time for something, Aquarius. I've been saying that to everybody. Some of you need more spiritual time. Some of you need more time in the universe right now. You know, Saturn rules time. Saturn rules karma and restrictions and all that responsibility. So this is about taking responsibility for the timing of your spirituality, taking the responsibility and authority for the timing of your spiritual and emotional life. You know, if there's anything limiting you spiritually or restricting you spiritually, Saturn is going to go back in time and kind of reevaluate that. So you want to have trust in that kind of energy right now. And you definitely want to trust in divine timing. Some of you over the next 5 months, there's going to be certain spiritual things that happen with you. Okay, there's going to be certain things. Some of you may need more time, and this may not happen until September 6th. Like there's a spiritual divination, a spiritual transformation happening with Aquarius right now that is going to really come to fruition in full force after the September 6th. So for the past 4 months, Saturn has been preparing certain Aquariuses for this karmic spirituality. Basically, your true spiritual purpose, your spiritual legacy, basically. And it was restricting it. And now that Saturn has gone retrograde, because the only difference between now and the last 4 months is Saturn's direction. Saturn was moving onward movement, forward movement, and then on the 17th, Saturn stopped. So the timing of our universe is slowing down because even no time is time. Slowing time is knowing time. Like time sometimes is quick. There's a time to be quick. There's a time to be slow. There's a time to move. There's a time not to move. You know, so the planets know all this shit, and I just trust the zodiacs. I just trust the universe. Like, do you, boo? You know, do what you got to do. I think everything happens for a reason. So there's a reason why Saturn is retrograde in your 12th house, Aquarius, and it has something to do with karmic boundaries with spirituality. It has something to do with the restriction of your subconscious. Some of you are subconsciously restricted in a different alien realm frequency, and Saturn here is really going to evaluate that for you. So I would definitely remain open to this evaluation of growth in this karmic review. You know, the karma squad is here. And for you, Aquarius, this is all happening subconsciously. So, you know, this brings me to talk a little bit about sleep. You know, when we're sleeping, we give into that subconscious. So if you guys have any dreams, the 12th house is a very dreamy, fantasy, imagination realm. This is the house of Pisces. So, you know, you want to pay attention to any dream-like energy, any deja vu that you have, any visions that you have, or anything that happens, because this is the house of beliefs as well, even though that's Sagittarius, but Pisces is also ruled by Jupiter. So you want to just, you know, maybe some of you should get a dream book, Aquarius, and write down any dreams. Even your dreams right now are karmic. Like Saturn is communicating with Aquarius on a very subconscious level. So the subconscious is a weird place. It's a weird place. It's like you can't really get there if you're trying to get there. You know, this is a place that you get there by accident. You get there by wandering. You get to the 12th house by wandering and by drifting off, which is a very releasing. You have to sacrifice your conscience, which is crazy that that's coming up. I've never spoke that. I'm just channeling right now, and it's, you know, the 12th house is definitely where you sacrifice your conscious in order to become a subconscious force. So that might be something that's going on with you guys, Aquarius. You guys could be giving up a little bit of your conscious awareness in order to become subconsciously aware of something else. And I have an Aquarius Mercury, and I feel like that applies to my Mercury thought process a little bit. So it's interesting that all this karma is happening with you in your subconscious, all these restrictions and limits. So, you know, you definitely want to take authority, though. This energy is about taking authority and initiative over these areas of our life. So spiritual authority, Aquarius, you're going to come into your own spiritual authority, your own spiritual power, and you're learning more about that up until September 6th in Virgo season, when all this kind of jumps off. There's something that needs a time needed to slow down for this spiritual expansion with you, though, Aquarius. There's something, you know, we're going to be evaluating, or we're looking back at the last 4 months of Saturn in this area, and we're preparing for so looking back, reviewing the last 4 months, and preparing for the next 5 months, because something is going to happen September 6th when all this energy moves forward again. So whatever you learn now spiritually and subconsciously about your karma and about boundaries and limitations, yeah, it's going to have everything to do with what happens in your life in September, okay? So this is kind of an emotional and spirit. This is a very spiritual. There's a difference. Pisces is not emotional. They're spiritual. And it just so happens to manifest through water because we're water signs. But this is a spiritual transit for you, Aquarius. This is karmic spirituality, karma in a very spiritual way. Okay, so that's just very interesting. You're one of those interesting signs right now. This is happening in a very interesting placement. So this is spiritual authority, spiritual responsibility. Some of you are going to you're going to become aware of a subconscious spirituality. You didn't even think you were spiritual, but really you had no idea that in the dream realm, you're the lord of dreams, and you're like very quantum in another realm. Like you may look like an average Joe or Jane in this realm, but Aquarius, you are from a different planet. So on another planet right now, as we're speaking, your higher self is like doing stuff and like taking names and whatever they say, kicking ass and taking names. Like you are very, very cosmic, Aquarius. You're the 12th house of Pisces. So you are very spiritual. You're in between, Capricorn and Pisces. So there's this serious grounded spirituality that Aquarius always feels on the zodiac wheel. So some of you are definitely awakening spiritually because it's a part of your karmic path. So that is very beautiful. And that's the message that I have for you about this Saturn retrograde. If any of you have any experiences that you'd be willing to share in the comments, please. I'm definitely encouraging everybody to share their experiences with this Saturn retrograde throughout this transit, because you never know in the comments who you might inspire, or you might link up with somebody and they might be going through the same thing. So if you want to do that, that would be definitely great. And also, you guys, if you want to reach me on a personal level, then you can find me in the description box. I have my Instagram and my Facebook and my email. So I'm definitely available to talk deeper about this kind of stuff if you have any questions and just want to talk to me in a more private way. But I think that is the message I have for you, Aquarius, and I will talk to you guys soon.